Hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I'm going to guide you through this content development process, and I want to teach you how to create engaging content for social media, remarkable content for sales pages, email sequences, all of those things that you use to reach qualified customers. And if you want to learn more about creativity and how this can help you develop your content marketing plans, I would love to see you hit that button below and subscribe to this channel. And below in the description box, there are several links. One of the links that you're going to see is for the Content Prompt Playbook. This is for you people who are out there, This is for you business owners and marketing managers who are out there trying to figure out what to post, and you're using ChatGPT, but it feels like every time you get a response from ChatGPT, it's just like some generic emoji-filled message. The Content Prompt Playbook is like a step-by-step guide to tell you how to talk to ChatGPT so it gets what you need to help you create your marketing messages. Another link that I want you to take a look at is so that you can join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective program. And you can personally go through this process of developing absolutely remarkable content and do it in a supportive group online space where you can actually get some help and see what happens when you experience the marketing strategy workbooks that you get every single month, the monthly meetings, all of this stuff together is going to do amazing things for your business. Okay, so you see the links below and you know what to do to learn more. Let's jump into this today. Today we are diving into something I think that every business owner faces at the end of the year. You know, we spend this time at the end of the year and we think, I need to review what just happened and take a look at everything through my year so I can start making my plans for next year. Whether it's, your marketing plans, your business offers, checking in on your goals, all of that kind of stuff. So we take this time at the end of the year and then we have to look at this. And one of the things that we end up looking at is social media. And when we take a look at it, we look at the good and the bad and the, oh my goodness, why did I even post that? All of those moments from our marketing. So let's talk about just that piece of your marketing review. Let's talk about looking at the best and your worst posts from your social platforms this year. And I want to talk to you about, not just because I'm trying to make you feel bad about the things that went bad, I want to talk to you about this because this information about why it went bad and how it went bad can actually teach you how to be smarter and more effective with your marketing next year. So before you cringe about that awkward reel that you posted up a couple months back, and it probably got like about maybe 5 likes, and some of them were family members, and maybe one was your dog's account, meaning you, it's okay. This isn't about judgment. What I want to talk about today is about curiosity, because every post, even the ones that don't work, are leaving us clues. And today I want you to follow those clues, because if you're like most of us, most small business owners, you have been sharing some sort of marketing all year long. Maybe you've been very consistent on one of your social platforms. Maybe you're consistent with your emails. Maybe you're consistent sending out videos every single blog post. Those are the types of things. You are doing something all year long. And so you want to start tracking those metrics. And I'm imagining, at least I'm hoping, that throughout the year, you've been maybe tracking a few metrics here and there. And then when the end of the year rolls around, you've got a lot of these metrics and you've seen the stuff that you've been doing, but you're not really sure how to connect all the dots and see what is the full picture, what is the full story that your marketing is sharing, your marketing is telling other people out there. Because my guess is you have been super busy this year. You've been creating chances are you've probably spent some time reacting. And you're doing your best to stay consistent. But did you ever spend any time to stop and analyze the posts that you're sharing, the marketing messages that you're posting up? Because I'm telling you, every single like, every single comment, every single time somebody clicks on something, it's that breadcrumb I'm talking about. And it leads you to not just information about why they did it, but it could lead you to your next best idea, your next big promotion. So today let's talk about how to read these breadcrumbs and how to use them in a more strategic, creative marketing plan for next year. So the first rule of reviewing this content, I want you to make sure that you're being curious, not critical. This isn't a place for you to grade yourself. You're not getting an A or a C or an F. What you're doing is you're looking at what connected and why. So instead of thinking, oh, I'm so embarrassed, that post totally flopped, I'm so bad at this, try asking yourself, what might have made this one miss the mark? Because sometimes your best content underperforms simply because of timing. Did you post it on a holiday weekend thinking that you were going to get a lot of people, who were scrolling on their phones, and they weren't? Did you do something like, did you miss a really strategic pain point and you just told them that they had to buy here and they don't know why they want to buy? So sometimes our worst posts, don't do so well because even, sometimes they do because it was, what's the word I'm looking for? Safe. They don't do well because it's safe. You didn't put any of you in it. They didn't spark any emotion or curiosity or make somebody want to take that next step. So when you're looking at your analytics, you're not searching to make yourself feel better or feel worse about the post that you're looking at. What you're looking for are patterns, and these patterns are going to show you possibilities. So here's how you do this. I'm going to give you this step-by-step process to help you take a look at your best and worst, marketing messages that you've been sharing. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to identify them. Go to your analytics, go to your insights, look at things like engagement, likes, saves, shares, comments. Go to your website clicks, look for links, look for that. What we want to do is we're looking for the post with the highest reach, and we want to do the same for the post with the lowest reach. The ones that barely made a ripple in the pond. The ones that were posted up and that just didn't get a whole lot of engagement, didn't get a whole lot of, any type of clicks, saves, shares, anything. So identify those tops. And if you want to give yourself a number, say like the top 5, and the top 5 top, and then the top 5 bottom, or the bottom 5. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So then once we get those, I want you to then look beyond the numbers. Don't just look at the numbers and judge yourself. Think about the numbers as, what was the story behind the post? Did I create a purpose for this? Was there a clear call to action? Did I do the format that was best for this platform? Am I trying to force a video onto a platform where everybody is texting each other? I want to think about it from that place. What was your tone? Look at the copy itself. Did you just cut and paste something from ChatGPT with like 100 emojis and think, hey, look at that, I got my copy up there? Did it even sound like you? Did you share a personal insight, or were you just about buy here, buy here, buy here, click here, buy here to promote something? So you might notice that your audience and your community loves it when you show like behind the scenes stuff, talking about your process, sharing your personality, your real side, the behind the scenes about how this offer got started, why I love the work that I'm doing, those kinds of things. Or maybe you find out that they engage more when you share like how to do content that helps them take action. That's what I mean by looking beyond the numbers. Think about why this particular, if you're seeing a pattern, are you seeing a pattern with these behind the scenes things? Are you seeing a pattern whenever you're doing videos? Are you seeing a pattern? Those are the things that we're looking for. And then we do the next step, which is step 3. I want you to write down what worked, what didn't, and most importantly, why you think that is. And this could be something as simple as grabbing a piece of paper and just going, what worked, what didn't, why didn't it work? Put it on a Google Doc, put it on an Excel spreadsheet, whatever works for you. Just put this down. Don't leave this in your head, and don't leave a whole bunch of numbers out without creating some sort of insight into them, because there's no point in putting all these numbers and finding all this information if we're not digging into understanding the why. So then what we're going to do is our last step, which is something like creating the framework. So now you've got all this information, you've got all of these insights, and you can use this information, especially as you're working on your next year's plans. So here's what I want you to look for. I want you to look for something called clarity. Did your community instantly understand your messages? If not, your posts need a stronger hook or a simpler story. I want you to think about it from that place. This is how you're going to turn all of that data and all of this insight into the strategy. The next thing I want you to look for is something called connection. What kinds of posts made people comment or even direct message you? That's the connection. That is saying, my message, my voice, my words, my whatever I'm sharing is landing. It's hitting home. It's connecting with people. So what are the kinds of posts that are actually connecting with people? And on the flip side, what are not? I keep thinking that if I share this particular post, it's going to make everybody, click on this link. But every time I share it, zero, zip, nothing's happening. Take a look at that. Is it just that offer itself that's the problem? Is it just that is not working? Is it the copy? Take a look at what's connecting and what's not. Because that's the point of what we're doing here. We're trying to figure out how to take the insights and the information from the data that we've uncovered and how to turn it into our strategy. So another thing I want you to look for is something called conversion. So if we have clarity, do people understand me? We have connection, are people connecting to my messages? But then there's also that last step of conversion. What content actually led to sales, email signups, people messaging you on your website? These are like the strategic anchors for your strategy for next year. If it's already showing you that it's leading to sales, signups, people messaging you, it is something that you want to focus on into the next year. So when you start to find these clues, in each one of these categories, whether it's clarity, connection, conversion, this is what's going to start building that foundation for you when you are developing your content plan and your marketing plan. So now that you've identified all this stuff, what do you do with it? So what I want you to do is, here's your next move. Take all of this information, and as you're working through your plan, your marketing plan, your business goals, and all of that, I want you to double down on what connected. If your community loves storytelling, you bring more of that into the next year. If people loved when you were training them and they love those webinar tutorials because they got a ton of shares, you need to build a monthly how-to series because you've already seen that community loves that kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Look at what's working really well and think about how you can turn this into an offer, a content feature, something that you consistently do that you're going to be able to reach customers and that they're going to respond and connect with it. And then I also want you to take a look at what didn't connect, because sometimes those bad posts, those cringeworthy moments just need a new angle or a different image or a better headline or maybe a selfie picture. So look at what didn't connect, and when you look at your notes about why it didn't connect, what can you rework about it and give it a try again, and then experiment with what you haven't tried yet. Your best post of the new year might come from testing something that you were not sure about doing. I've been talking a lot about reskilling this year, and I'm going to double down on it when it comes to next year, because I think that this is a huge piece of what's going to help us as business owners to keep our momentum going and to keep moving forward and to keep growing our businesses. It's about learning new things, it's about trying new things, and if these things were holding you back from doing something, no more. It's time for you to push forward. Because remember, I want you to think about this. When you're looking at this information, your best and your worst posts are not like some sort of judgment and report card on did you do really good this year or did you suck. No, it's not what this is. I want you to use this information like research. Like sometimes it's just, information, and sometimes it's tough love information that we needed to hear. But it's also information about your community saying, I want more of this. So before you start planning that content calendar, I want you to take some time to reflect. Take some time to look at these numbers. Take some time to look at this information and be curious. And don't be afraid to experiment. And don't be afraid to get creative and to think out of the box a little bit. Because everything that you learned about this year's lessons, they're going to be amazing building blocks for next year's growth. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode is starting to give you some ideas to start learning some new skills for your marketing, I would love it if you would hit that like button. And then do me a favor and hit that share button and share this with another business owner and send it to him and ask that other business owner, are they doing anything with their marketing right now that they could see improvements? I think that this video can help you. And if you personally want to take this further and join us inside the Marketing Strategy Collective, I would love for you to click on that link and learn more. Because we're going to take these ideas and I'm going to show you how you can turn this into a marketing plan that actually drives sales. So you see the link below, you know what to do to learn more to get the marketing help you need. And you can see some real growth in the new year. Because you are magnificent, my friend. And let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.